So overall, 2 stars.
Which is wild to me.
Performance, 2 stars. I hold it back. You guys know her Nanny narrated it.
Okay, but why did they say... Okay, what else?
Story, 2 stars.
You a motherfucking liar.
Okay.
Hey Tipsy Friends, welcome to our YouTube channel. I am Sarita.
I'm Nikki.
And we're your favorite sisters. We are so excited that you are here.
Welcome if you are new, and welcome back if you're returning.
We have something fun planned for you guys today.
Yes, we have been seeing a lot of people reacting to like 1-star reviews, and we just thought like, let's give it a try and react to some low reviews of some of our favorite 5-star books.
So, before we get started, Nikki's not a harsh reviewer at all. At all. So if she gets a little aggressive, you guys, just...
I would like to form a disclaimer now. I am passionate about my books and very protective of them. So y'all might get to see that side sweet I always talked about today. We'll see.
And she's not harsh with her actual reviews, so she might really be like, but where? I mean, just...
But because where though? Because I know all the books that I get 5 stars to are 5-star reads. So where though?
So...
But let's see, since you're so confident, which Muted Love did you do? The first one?
I did the first one. Wait, so how do we go about this?
So I'm gonna...
Well, explain it to me and then, because this is actually Nikki's idea.
It's not an original idea. This is...
No, but explain it to me as far as what to do.
Because we all know. You
but
just
I've
pick a
never
book
seen one
that you love, and then you read low reviews of them and react to it.
Okay, so Nikki told me to pick 3 of my favorites. It was very, 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 very hard. But I did pick 3, and all of mine are on audio. So if you guys want to get them, they are on audio. So I went with my first book is Muted Love by Love Belvin. It is an Audible original, I believe. It is narrated by Wesley Siobhan and Emmanuel Ingram. It is one of my very favorite books. This is also my very first Love Belvin story.
Okay, so... Oh, interesting that you can do that. There's no 1 stars.
Of course not. Of course not.
There are 2 stars though.
Okay, so now what is that? What do we do now?
I'm gonna read it to you. You tell me.
Okay.
Well, I've read this one, but let's see.
Okay.
So overall, because with Audible, I really do love the way Audible allows you to review a book, because sometimes it's like, okay, it was a great story, but the narrator just didn't do it for you. Mm-hmm. And so it's like, you want to say that and react to that, but when it's just all clumped together, it's hard, right? So I love that they allow you to do overall performance and the story. So like, you can be like, the story was 5. Overall, I'll give it a 3, and the performance was like, not for me. You know what I mean? Mm-hmm. So I do like that. So for this one...
And, sorry to cut her off. So for me as an audio reviewer, and me and Nikki do our reviews together, but I pretty much only review audiobooks. It's rare for me to do a physical book by myself. We tend to do those together.
Yes.
So I didn't know that other reviews didn't come that way, that it was broken into sections. So that's kind of cool.
Yeah, on Amazon, it's just the 1 level of stars. We're having our favorite wine, guys. Sorry. We're getting in the mood.
Cheers.
To read.
It was time to set the mood, baby. And like, hopefully it doesn't get Nikki too hyped, because she doesn't hide her emotions well. So we're not the same there.
Okay, so overall, 2 stars.
Which is wild to me.
Performance, 2 stars. I hold it back. You guys know her Nanny narrated it.
Okay, but why did they say... Okay, what else?
Story, 2 stars.
You a motherfucking liar.
Okay, well, but I don't have my emotions.
No, my emotions are in check. I'm just saying that's not true, because... Okay, go ahead.
So the subject was not feeling it.
What?
I could not get past chapter 2. It was not a 5-star Audible for me. That's all they said.
No. No. Okay, now listen. I'm not about to trip out on what she said, because you know you're allowed to your opinion. What I'm gonna trip out is that you only read 2 chapters of a story and you gave it such a horrible review. That is not
But don't you have to have read most of the story to...
Not always. Not in the beginning, I should say. Back in the day, Audible used to let you read like a chapter or 2 and leave a review. But I think because of how many people were just giving such negative reviews and never finishing a story, Audible says that you have to at least complete 50 to 60% of the actual story before you can leave your review.
Okay.
So, and I don't know, maybe she read the whole thing or not, but if she's saying I can't get past chapter 2, that means she didn't get past chapter 2. And that's crazy to me. Like, that's wild. That's really wild, okay?
Right. Yes.
We're talking about this story right here. I know this ain't no 2 stars. I know, and not the performance. Are you crazy, baby? She didn't give it a chance.
Okay.
Wow.
So overall for this second 2-star review, but she gave it 2 stars and not 1 star, so that's interesting. For it not to have made past chapter 2.
I mean, this story. Okay.
So overall was 2 stars. Performance was 5 stars.
Perfect. This girl.
Story was 1 star.
What?
Okay, you ready? The subject was refund. Yeah, that's crazy. That's crazy. It says, awful story. I have never fallen asleep on a book before. Childish story. That's crazy. I don't know how she fell asleep on this story. Like, I don't know how she fell asleep. That's crazy. That's crazy.
If the person would have said that they don't like cliffhangers, okay, I would have understood that, because this is a 3-part series. And in book 1, you really get to meet them as characters and you get to know them as young people. That I cannot stand for, because that is not true. And not just because I love this story, but because I just reread it the other day and there ain't no fucking way. No way. Wow.
Yeah.
And this is a bully romance, you guys. I'm just, wow. It's an enemies to friends at this. Oh my. Okay, Nikki, your turn, because wow. I don't agree. I will say.
I don't agree either.
I don't agree. To me, this was a 5-star read.
Yes, but what is interesting to me is to say I fell asleep. I've never fallen asleep on a book before. Like, it's action-packed and it's emotionally stirring. Like, there's sad, traumatic things happening. I don't understand how you could fall. Like, bully romances, bullies are mean. I don't understand how you can fall asleep on that.
And I will say, to give this performances a 5, that meant that you enjoyed the performance. You saw how great they were.
But the writing wasn't for this person.
That's what I'm saying. The writing wasn't for her, which to me, this was my first story by Love Belvin, and I was captivated. But again, I loved the voices. I loved the story. I'm actually really, really, really shocked.
Yeah, that's crazy.
I'm shocked.
It's crazy.
I don't agree. I don't agree.
It's crazy.
So it's your turn?
Yes.
That's wild.
Yeah. You've never sat and like read people's reviews. So the thing about me is I will not read a book review before I read the book. If you're like, oh, I'm on TikTok or something, they're like, oh, this book gave so-and-so sassy, gave dark romance or something. Okay. But if you're like doing a video review or a written review, Goodreads, I'm not that girly that's going to go to Goodreads and check the reviews. That's just not me. Because I don't care if you like the book or not. I'm going to read it if I want to read it. And I feel like sometimes some people tell too much in their reviews. That's just me.
I do think so.
But I'm not that girly. So I like to go and read them after I've read the book. To be like, oh my goodness, they really got it. Or like, how could they think that? But the 1 stars and the 2 stars really do upset me.
So I'm not a review reader, obviously, because I go for the book anyway, not even the synopsis, it's more or less the cover. But Nikki has gotten me into checking them after I read, because sometimes we get to be like, oh my gosh, like homegirl understood this story. But I have to be honest with you, I really don't come across the lower stars because I always go, I guess, to really what's at top. So this is actually even good for me to now try to seek them out, I guess. I don't know. I'm feeling some type of way.
Yeah, and I get that because I experience that all the time. Okay, so my story is a Guy and Hills romance novel, Give Good Love by Aubrey Payne. You guys know I love Guy and Hills. I love Aubrey Payne, but the Hills is where I reside. Okay?
That was such a good book.
Yes.
The only thing that could have made it better is it was on audio. The only thing.
It hits you in your feels, right?
It's the only thing that could have made it better.
So if you give it anything but 5 stars, you have no feelings. 4 stars, okay, I'll give you that. Anything lower than that, you just don't have a soul.
Okay.
So this person clearly doesn't have a soul because they gave it 1 star.
Oh, wow.
There's no name. I wouldn't give it the name, I'm just saying. It just says, for the subject, what? Who are the people giving all these good reviews? Me. I am people. She can be found here. Come talk to me. No character development. No storyline. I couldn't finish reading the book because the story was so ridiculous. Ridiculous where?
Okay, guys, so I think that these are not a good thing for us to do. Doing these can really make you
ridiculous
angry.
Where?
That is wild. Is that all it says?
Yes. Now, here's the thing, right? Anyone's entitled to feel how they want to feel. Obviously, you don't have to agree. You don't have to like my review, all that, whatever. But I do always get curious people that will do 1 star, 2 stars, or whatever, and then not give their reason why. As just a fellow reader, I am curious, okay, what didn't you like? So I can only imagine as an author, you're okay, what didn't you like? How could I improve? Or, you know what I mean? Obviously, some people are just negative, but I do always wonder, when you get low, even a 5 star, what did you love about the story? So that's why I need to do better about doing my reviews, but I'm still working on me, okay? But I do always wonder when I'll see a 1 star and be boo, because I've seen that. What was boo worthy? Because that's a mean review, right? Or am I sensitive?
No, that's mean. I will say the reason this also may be a little bit harder for me and Nikki because we give very in-depth reviews without telling the story. That's what we try to do. We pride ourselves on that. So to get a one-liner is kind of but wait, but why? But why? But tell me why. So I think that that's kind of a hard thing as well.
That could be it.
So is it my turn?
Yes, sorry.
So we're gonna go back to Audible. This is crazy.
Yeah. And I'm feeling a bit triggered, so maybe you're right. Maybe we aren't read reviews in front of people. Go ahead, introduce your book.
So this is one of my favorite stories, you guys. I am a big fan of the Sunflower series, baby, but I love this young man. When I tell you I love him, Josiah, okay? I love me some Josiah. I really, really, really love 30. It's one of my favorite books, but I couldn't get on here unless somebody tell me it was a 1. So I decided to go to my second favorite or my next favorite. They're equally my favorites, okay? But it's something about my man Dre that I probably would have had to pop up out this skin. So I decided to keep it classy because I can't imagine people don't love them some Josiah, okay? Ooh, Josiah. You guys, I believe it was narrated by Leon Nixon and Murray Brehan. I might be wrong. Am I wrong on the narrators?
Phoenix McKay and Benjamin Charles.
Girl, I'm sorry, you guys. Phoenix McKay
you were very wrong.
And Benjamin Charles, they narrated the other stories, y'all. I'm sorry. And I feel like Benjamin Charles did a good job. He had a gruff voice for Josiah. And Phoenix McKay did such a good job. I really like her voice, though. It's kind of light and airy. And, okay, I'm ready.
Yeah, I love that story. Please don't.
I'm ready. And I'm sorry, you guys, for giving you the wrong names in the beginning.
Endgame does not have any 1 stars.
I know that's right.
Or any 2 stars.
I know that's right.
It does have 1 3-star.
Okay. I can get down with a 3.
So overall was 3 stars. Performance was 5 stars.
Period, because they did a great
Story was 4 stars.
Story was 4. Okay, that's good.
Good but long with meaningless dialogue is the subject head.
Okay. I can see where someone might feel like things are wordy, but as a reader, I like wordy books. Like, he's thick. Like, I like it. I prefer something I can sink my teeth into. And I mean, who don't like a hood dude with some thoughts? Okay, tell me what else.
So what I appreciate with this one, it's a more thorough, and you can't help your reading preference, right? If you like long books, you like novellas, you don't mind either or, that's the case, right? I appreciate, because there ain't no way this is anything lower than a 5 in my humble opinion.
She gave it a 4,
no, it's 3 stars.
3 overall.
In my humble opinion.
Okay, one question before you get into it. So do you know how she said it's a 5 performance, it's a 4 story, and overall, is that what Audible calculates?
That I don't know if they do it on average, but overall was 3 stars. And 3 stars is what it's categorized. Okay. But I don't know if that's how they average it out, because the performance was 5 and the story was 4.
Okay, so I guess if you take 1 away, you get it with 3. Okay, maybe.
I love the story and the narrator. However, 2 to 3 hours could have been cut out. I found myself pressing the 30 seconds button to skip past a lot of dialogue, as I am starting to get annoyed with the same flawed boy meets girl decides can't do relationship. I'm sure you can guess the rest. No disrespect to the author. First book and writing style is good. I would never buy a book from this author that was more than 10 hours. May get the same thing. Was this... So that's what she said. But me personally, I like dialogue. I give me all the pages.
And I appreciate her opinion, but I am a fan of the writing. I'm a fan of getting to know every little scrap of information. I want to know when baby girl had dry puff ponytails. I want to know where's their beads hanging. I want to know what the heat felt like. So me, myself, the story gave everything I needed. It was perfect to me. It's a 5-star to me. I agree with her on the 5-star performance. I don't agree with it being 4 stars for the overall, for the story. But I appreciate her rating it pretty high. And overall, I believe it's a 5-star for me.
I completely agree.
It's your turn.
I'm gonna be triggered. I picked Personal by Miss Alexandra House. I love
let me tell y'all one thing. This is a story that she's telling me that she wants problems and not peace. Because
it's nothing but 5 stars.
Okay, because we love Armand Daniels, okay? But he is a troublesome character, and he's also, you either love him or you hate him. There's nothing in between when it comes to Armand Daniels. So by her picking this story, it tells me
you don't have problems. To like him to like the story.
Okay, let's see what people say then.
So I found 5 bad reviews. So because Personal is on Audible and I'm reading both on both sites.
But what do you mean? Okay, go ahead.
So the lowest on Amazon are 2 1 stars.
Okay.
This one says 1 star, stupid book. If I could give it 0, I would. I'm not the one to leave a review, but this was such a stupid book, waste of my time and money. I'm so pissed right now. I'm not gonna say that. I spent so much money to buy a book which lacks relevance, depth, everything. It started out so good, and I've never heard of a hero disorder. Instead of telling us more about it, she skates over it and starts with BDSM nonsense, which doesn't make sense. On top of that, she never mentions it in the sample or on Amazon that this book contains BDSM. I'm not against it, but it was writer in an unbelievable and stupid way. Note the author, if you know your book has those types of topics mentioned so that your readers can decide if they want to buy it or not. Second review. 1 star, too deviant / pervy. What? From this real departure from this author's usual flair, of which I have partaken a lot. In a word, too off to say, I guess, kinky, freaky. I've read about 50% of it out of curiosity, but definitely not an enjoyable read. Returned for refund. Seems to be a new trend with this author, since I also had to return her last short story, The Exhibition. That was...
Oh, so she doesn't like lights.
Yeah. Emotionless and without substance. So unfortunate and disappointing, as I have enjoyed all of her other publications and was really looking forward to this one.
Okay, so
that's on Amazon.
I don't agree. And again, me and Nikki love Armand Daniels. We've met him in other stories. We love Miss House. She introduced us to Black romance. So a lot of times we might be like, bitch, you a lie. Okay, because we're such fans of hers. But I do appreciate her giving her reason why.
Yes.
And if you're not into BDSM, if you're not into a lot of sexual romantic stories, maybe not even romantic, like, because plot without plot, if you're not into that erotic situation, I do think it can be off-putting. So I appreciate her saying her reasoning behind it. It's not, it's not for her. But I didn't agree because I really felt like it was a good story. And maybe because we knew where he came from to get it to this point, it made sense to us. Does that make sense?
Yeah. I also appreciate giving your reason, because again, something that's for me might not be for you, and that's completely fine. I think these are 5 stars, obviously. Just because a 5-star for me doesn't mean it's a 5-star for you. Just like a 1-star for you might be a 5-star for me. Completely fair. I said the same thing backwards, but you know what I'm saying. And I don't know if it was marketed as a BDSM or anything like that, but
I think that was meant to be a surprise.
Oh, okay.
Because I don't think I read that anywhere or heard that from anyone. I think that was a surprise.
As someone who is a very triggered reader, I can understand why you trigger warnings, right? However, I don't feel like it was pervy, or like, I feel like pervy has such a negative connotation. It did say also kinky or pervy, but I don't feel like it was that. And I've read some BDSM, but it was marketed as such. So, you know, if lights aren't your thing, Miss House can be a lot for you. I can see that. Well,
and I like that she
felt like that. Yes, but I feel like it wasn't kinky like that, in my humble opinion. As far as reading Miss House, I know her stuff is gonna have lights. Like,
well, I don't think it seems that it's the lights. I think it's the BDSM aspect is what she wasn't expecting. And
it was 2 different people who didn't like the BDSM.
So maybe that's something that you're just not into, because if you look at the cover, it doesn't give that. Do you know what I'm saying? It doesn't give that. So I understand being shocked, but to me, I feel like that was a very nice surprise.
Right.
But again,
and I also don't agree with the skating around his mental condition.
Yes, but we knew there was an issue in previous books. So
yes,
maybe
but
if
in
you
this
had
book, I don't feel like this was also my first time hearing about that type of condition. But within the book, he's in therapy multiple times. So I don't agree with the skating around. But again, that's my opinion. Everyone's entitled to theirs, even if I don't agree with it. So these are from Audible. There's 3. There was no 1 stars, but there are 2. There are 3 2 stars. And Jacoby Diem and Wesley Siobhan narrate this one. So overall, 2. Performance, 5. Story, 1. Not very good compared to the other books. tattoo by heart. What? She's saying Polo was better than this. I'm joking.
Girl. One thing I don't play about is what's called Logan, okay? I understand. You know what? We're not gonna go there because that's gonna be something different. Now I'm triggered.
I was excited that there was a new book. Fast forward and start listening to BDSM. Nope, not buying this dysfunctional, angry, broken man who chose this as his way of healing. This book was the worst of the series. Disappointed. So it seems like it's another
Not liking BDSM.
Yeah. This one is overall 2 stars. Performance 2 stars.
Lies. It can't be true.
Yeah, okay, you don't like the story, okay, but Jacoby and Wesley ain't never gave no 2 stars.
No.
They ain't never gave 2 stars.
I am shocked.
It ain't never gave that.
I'm dead ass shocked.
It has never given that.
What?
Yeah, it's never given that. Story 1 star. The subject is the worst. That's crazy.
What?
I'm truly a fan of House, but this book was terrible. Didn't like Armand having to call Zell sir. Zell. Maybe it autocorrected. I know. I'm thinking maybe it autocorrected. As a part of the submission, it was cringe-worthy. Missed the opportunity to explore so much for 2 very complicated characters. Wasted credit.
Oh, damn.
Won't read anymore with them if I have to listen to Armand call L sir. Ugh. I actually really liked that.
I think for me that was something that I wasn't.
It was so new, and
when I heard it the first time, I was like, huh? What? Nah. But as it went on, I was like, yes, sir. But again, we all have different point of views. And from what I've seen is with this one, from what we've read so far, it seems like it's all about the BDSM aspect that people weren't ready for or expecting. Mm-hmm. So I'm not going to be as upset with these as in my opinion, because it was literally personal preference and they gave actual reasons why it didn't work for them.
Yes, even though I can't abide by that 2 stars for Wesley and Jacoby. I'm sorry.
I can't either.
So yes, I agree. So the last one was overall 2 stars. And I'm starting to think that they go off of the overall.
That's what I'm thinking.
Stars.
And if you guys are noticing how much it's triggering Nikki, she's literally reading 4 reviews instead of just the 1.
What? This is my 5th review. Overall 2, performance 5.
On the same book. It's triggering her.
Because it's story 1 star. The title is DNF. I'm a huge fan of this author, but I got halfway and couldn't finish. It just wasn't my kink, I guess. Spoiler alert. This book contains a dom/sub with a female dominant.
Oh, maybe some people don't like a female dominant.
That's interesting. I don't read them very often, but I don't mind when I do. It is always a surprise though, I must say.
I think so too. I do like when I read a female dominant and the man is very like dominant himself. Mm-hmm. I do like that. But okay, I mean, that could be something.
And to me, I agree. It seems most of the people didn't like the BDSM, and because of that, they did not finish, which in my humble opinion is unfortunate because the story, it was good.
It is good.
And the BDSM aspect was such a small, I want to say a small portion, but like so the person that said there was no character development or depth, I don't agree with that. I don't agree with that. What did you have next?
So my next book is, y'all see it? Can y'all see? It's James. It's James by Miss Joan Vassar. I love this story. I love the whole series. The reason that I chose this one versus all the other books, because I love all of them, is because I just did a video speaking about Jacoby in this story and how he did such a good job. Was it about Jacoby in this book? No, it was about Anthony. But anywho, just know, I love this story. Jacoby DM did an amazing job.
No, it was Anthony's.
It was Anthony. But I started off saying James and I went to the wrong thing. But anyway, I love this story and I really, 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 really love James. It's something about him that he does it for me. I love all the men, but I do have a soft spot for James. So that's why I chose James.
Okay, so James has no 1-star reviews.
I wouldn't think so.
He does have a 2-star and he has 1 3-star.
I'm surprised about the 2.
Overall 2.
Okay.
Performance 5.
Of course.
Story 1.
What?
The subject is too explicit for the series. I wasn't ready for the threesome. Or I think it's supposed to be threesome. Way too much porn sex. I was hoping this 3rd book would have more storyline. That's crazy. It was like 2 books in 1.
That's wild. Okay.
That's crazy.
Was that the only thing?
For the 2-star. You want me to read the 3-star?
What?
Woody? That's crazy. To way too much porn sex. What?
Listen.
Baby, if I'm writing out, send me off right.
Porn sex. Okay.
Give it to me, baby, because I like that.
I loved it.
It's again just people's preference. It's not as bad as I thought it was gonna be reading these. So the 3 stars is overall 3 stars, performance 4 stars.
That's
shocker.
Very.
Story 2 stars. That's just disappointing end to the series.
This wasn't the end though.
No, it wasn't. This person obviously didn't know that.
But
I love the first 2 books, but this last one was off-putting. After all the strength that Black spoke and demonstrated previously, this book took a placid and PC approach in regard to Lincoln, the hunter's son, and his wife. It was too heavy on each person's romance, and the whole multiple wife situation was uncalled for and misogynic at best. I'm saying that wrong, but it's like sexist. I can't say that word. I was going to continue finding other stories from this author, but this one makes me pause. From the purpose, Fanny, to the end, there was a huge question mark clouding this volume of the series. No one faded to black at the end, and James still didn't seem to get the justice he sought like the others did. I could go on and on. I just don't get it in an unfortunate end.
Okay, so this one, I don't agree. Of course, it was a 5-star for me. The story, the performance, overall, it was a 5-star for me. I don't understand saying that there could have been more story because I felt like there was a lot of story. I could see if you're not into thruples, then it could be off-putting for you. I do feel like the thruppling made sense in the story itself.
Yes, and it was very brief. Like there's one scene and you kind of know that they end up together, but that's not like the focal point of the story.
And for the other one about the it was very porny or whatever. I don't feel like it was. I feel like there were moments of relations, but in the end it still is a historical romance.
Yeah,
so there should be romance in the story. I do feel like it was historically, for what it was, there was a lot of historical elements, and historically white men got to sleep with their slaves and their wives. Yeah. But again, I'm shocked. I'm shocked.
EJ had that swag.
Yes, EJ had that swag, baby. Let me tell you one thing. There were parts of the story that I can replay like over and over in my head. There were things that I wanted to happen differently, but that's as a reader. Like, as a reader, we get to be like, oh, but only if. I wish. But to not feel like this story was not a 5-star is beyond shocking to me. Beyond. I'm shocked.
Yeah, it's crazy.
Shocked.
It's crazy.
I need some more wine.
We weren't supposed to pick the same authors. I picked Sweet Honesty. There's one review, but it's just hateful, so I'm not gonna read it. It's 1 star. I'm not gonna read it. It's very hateful.
Okay, well, can I talk about that story since you're not gonna talk about it?
Yes, I'm not gonna talk about the review. I love the story. And I don't agree with the 1 star.
It's so good, you guys. The romance. I love this story. It takes place in the Jim Crow era. You start off in Georgia, you end up in New York.
Is it Jim Crow? Isn't it after Jim Crow?
I believe this was, you can go ahead and read us the back, but I believe it was Jim Crow.
Atlanta, Georgia, 1950. Michael can't believe his eyes as he watches the man he loves marry a woman from the back row of Mount Zion Baptist Church. When the beautiful couple is pronounced man and wife, he leaves his home in Georgia for a chance at a better life in New York City. Alexander is just trying to exist in Queens, New York. Although his family is aware of his unnatural attraction to men, they adore him. The price of hiding his true identity from the rest of the world leads to a deep and painful loneliness for Alex, even in the bosom of a loving family. When Michael's life collides with Alexander's world, both men are afraid to trust. Sweet Honesty is an African-American MM romance that provides a glimpse of Black love from a different lens and time. Native New Yorker Joan Bazar is an avid storyteller who enjoys weaving a great tale.
So you know what? Judging by the year, this is probably like a little ways after Jim Crow. Because I believe this is in the 50s.
Yeah, it's 1950.
So, yes.
This story was so romantic.
I can't believe we picked the same author.
I know.
My bad,
that was so unintentional, y'all. This story was so good. It was so romantic. It truly is storytelling at its best. Like, and if MM isn't, men on men isn't for you, completely understand. But if you give the story a try, that is so secondary to the love and the romance and like the passion and finding your person. Like, it's just, there's nothing like it.
Mm-hmm.
And then to the added effect of the history, just unmatched storytelling. Miss Joan never comes to play.
So this was interesting, getting to read other people's reviews and having their own opinions and then having ours.
Yes, and having to take a step back and not attack someone for having a different opinion of yours.
Because at the end of the day,
that's not nice and it's not right. And, you know, I don't agree with a lot of people's reviews. So that's just that. Right? Even if it's like, you know, if it's a bad review to a book I like, I never agree. But that's okay. That's the fun of reading, of debating a story, and but be respectful.
And being able to go back and forth, like, but where did you see that? Explain it to me. So this was actually really fun. I wouldn't mind doing this again.
Me either. I thought that it was gonna, once we were getting and I was like getting in my feelings for a minute, I had to take a step back and realize, even if I don't agree, someone's entitled to feel the way they feel. After I came out of that, I didn't agree with a lot, but I did enjoy myself.
So yeah, these were my reads.
These were mine, and they're like my mood reader, so they were my current top reads that I wanted to pick.
We must do this again. If you guys would like us to do it again, let us know.
Yes. Because if y'all were like, this was just a hodgepodge of a mess, let us know so we don't do it again.
But if you did like it, please let us know. Please like, comment, subscribe, hit the bell, ring-a-ding-ding. We will see you guys soon.
Bye, guys.
Bye.